Hello everybody, this is Mike. Welcome to my channel, Mike the Tech Savvy. Today I have a very special video for you. I'll be presenting the Nokia 808 Pureview. I'll have a different approach. I'll talk about it in today's context. So I'll say a few things, pros and cons, comparing it with today's flagships from the main manufacturers, such as the Samsung Galaxy S8 or the iPhone 7. I think we can get started. This phone was launched in 2012. I have bought it new at that time. This was the last Symbian powered phone, and I believe that it still is a masterpiece. This is how the box looks like. I'll put the phone aside for a second. Here we have the quick start guide and so forth, and the charger. I'm not really sure if it came with a pair of headphones, but I believe it did. I don't have them anymore. So you can see here that we have a 1.3 amp charger, which is quite low for today's standards, so no quick charging here. But of course this was 5 years ago, so that is to be expected. I'll put the box aside and we'll start by looking at this little guy. So I'll start with a quick observation. You may see that the time and the date is displayed on this AMOLED screen. So this function was offered in 2012, and now Samsung has introduced it on the Samsung Galaxy S7 as a great new feature, but it was introduced a long time ago by Nokia, so kudos to them. I'll start off with a few pros that still make this device a great device right now. So we have a giant 41 megapixel camera with a 1/1.2 inch sensor with Pureview oversampling technology. We have a mechanical shutter, an ND filter, up to 4x lossless zoom, xenon flash. This display is very bright. It has a micro HDMI port for TV output purposes. Right here. Micro USB port here for charging and data transfers. And of course a headphone jack. And the normal stuff like a GPS receiver, 16 gigabytes of internal memory, plus a micro SD card slot, FM radio, and an FM transmitter, a very useful feature if you're on the go and you just want to stream your music into your car. NFC, which is right here on the back case. Here is the NFC chip. Removable 1400 milliamp hour battery, which provides about 2 to 3 days of battery life if we're talking about an intense usage. And last but not least, great audio quality. I haven't encountered a device that has such a nice audio quality since. As cons, the first and most important con is the OS. It runs Symbian Bell, yes, the last version of Symbian, but still you have basically no apps right now. So you have no app support, no app store. Basically the whole platform was abandoned by Nokia. Another big disadvantage is the low resolution screen. I mean, the camera is 41 megapixels and the screen is only 640 by 360 pixels in resolution, so that's extremely low resolution for today's standards. The phone was built with another methodology in mind, so it's quite different when compared to today's mobile phones. Design and build quality. So as you can see, we have a full plastic build. The shape is quite different. It has this big camera hump on the back, but it's very good integrated considering that it has a xenon flash and a huge sensor to work with. No current phone on the market has these two elements combined. The plastic is very good, very solid, soft feeling. It has a very good feeling in hand, very sturdy, very nice finish, and last but not least, it doesn't slip very easily, even without a case. The display is amazing when talking about brightness and sunlight legibility. It's only surpassed by the likes of Samsung Galaxy S8 and the S8 Plus. Anything else is below this AMOLED screen, which, remember, was released in 2012, so 5 years ago. OS, I'm now running Symbian Belle, but this is a custom ROM, so it's called Delight. You have some more tweaks compared to a normal one. You have a lot of patches here, for example, high level volume fix, key light effects, remove recording tone if you wanted to record the calls that you made, and so forth. Of course, there's a large number of under the hood improvements, and last but not least, removed apps because you cannot really use anything. I mean, here on the box you may see a lot of apps such as the store, but the store doesn't work anymore. So if you want to install apps on this device, you have to rely on sys files that you have to source from somewhere. But even so, a lot of the apps don't have support anymore for this platform. Now let's talk about the camera, because this is the main thing everyone is interested when talking about this device. The camera technology that is present in this device was researched for 5 years beforehand, and even though it may seem thick at the first sight, the technology really needed this. So you cannot fit this technology into a thinner package. I believe this device really pushed forward the industry and made other manufacturers create better products. The camera interface is really nice. I mean, you have the automatic mode, scenes mode, where you can select some scenes, and creative mode, where you can choose everything, resolution. You can shoot in full resolution if you want, color tones, JPEG quality, capture mode, saturation, contrast, sharpness, of course ISO. You also have an integrated histogram, a lot of manual controls. Here is the ND filter, video recording also. You have the automatic scenes and creative modes. The custom modes here, the 3 custom modes, are usually found in high-end DSLR cameras. You can select the resolution, the frame rate, and of course some other settings here, just like for the stills. I can show you right now how powerful the zoom is. So in full HD mode, 1 second, yep. In full HD mode you can zoom in without losing quality up until here. In 720p up until here, and in 360p you can really zoom in, as you can see. The stabilization is not the best, but the device takes fantastically good pictures in good light. When you try and take pictures in low light, You kinda need a tripod because the lens is not optically stabilized. I've used this device as a daily driver for at least a couple of years. The shutter button is also very nice because you have a dual stage shutter button, just like with a normal camera or DSLR. Keep in mind that the picture that I took right now has 34 megapixels and the average size for such a pic is about 10 to 15 megabytes. You cannot zoom when you're in maximum resolution, but when you are in the lower resolutions, you can zoom without losing quality. I mean, the devices today, devices such as the iPhone 7 Plus, where you have two cameras, one of them is a wide-angle camera and the other one is a normal one. But this is not really zooming, this is just switching from camera to another. This, on the other side, was a really interesting technology. I'm really looking forward to the flagships that Nokia will release this year through HMD. Beyond imaging, this is also the first device to include Nokia's rich recording audio, which can record audio without distortions up until 145 decibels. That's way above what is safe for a human ear. I've recorded with this device at a few concerts and I can tell you that the audio quality was flawless. Great lows, mids and highs. Much better than any other similar device from its time, or even newer, such as the S4, S5 or even the Samsung Galaxy S6. The competitors at the time of launch were the Samsung Galaxy S3 and the iPhone 4S. I don't have an iPhone 4S, but I have a Samsung Galaxy S3, which apparently just died on me. I tried booting it up and it made a strange image, so yeah, I'm slightly off topic here. I'll talk about it probably in a following video if I ever get to repair it. But comparing these two devices, you can see that the S3 is a much thinner device. But yes, this was one of its main competitors and it could only record video, for example in 720p. It had a much higher resolution display and of course the most important benefit, it does have Android as an operating system. This phone had such a huge potential, but because of the software platform that was chosen and because of the fact that Nokia chose to continue with Microsoft and not to work with Android, just like basically all the other phone manufacturers on the market, led to Nokia's demise. But we're living some good times now. Nokia has been revived through HMD, and as I've previously said, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the new flagship will look like and how the Pureview technology will be implemented in it. I saw in the news that HMD has now signed a new deal with Carl Zeiss. This phone had Carl Zeiss lenses, as you can see right here. If you can still use the phone if you're not that much into social networks, so as a basic phone with a very good camera, a very good music player, FM transmitter, a long battery life, I still believe this is a solid device, a very stable one for that matter, because the Symbian platform was at the end, so this is the most stable version ever. I'd like to send my thanks to the developers of this delight ROM, and I'm looking forward to a new version if one is planned. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please do press the like button. And if you'd like to stay tuned to my content, also press the subscribe button, which will be displayed in this corner here. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comment box below. I wish you a great day. This was Mike the Tech Savvy. Until next time.